on the Donna Smith Show. On the Donna Smith Show. Hey, grown folks. And this is how we do it on the Donna Smith Show. On the Donna Smith Show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. How y'all doing? We here. John was trying to help a girl out, do some things, but I gotta wait because I got the technical difficulty hiccup. I can't, I gotta be focused. How's everyone today? We're gonna start our show off with our panel with John, Timothy, Mims, and I'm quite sure we'll have one or two chiming in, but we did not want to have you guys waiting. We wanted to get started. How you doing, John?
Wonderful. Absolutely.
So wonderful today. And this is how we do it.
Trying to relax and chill. I need a what they call it?
Massage.
No, you know how you need some getaway time.
Oh yeah. You need a little excursion.
No, it's that time when folks is asking you, pulling you both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that because that's something else. First of all, I want to get started with thanking everyone. Excuse me, ain't nothing wrong with me, y'all. I just got a little cough. Don't be playing. Let me take a drink.
You ain't even toast.
Anyway, we're gonna talk. Oh. I just wanted to start off by welcoming everyone to the Donna Smith Show, Grown Folk Talk this evening on a Sunday, March 6th. And also letting you know that any topic we discuss and any information that's shared on here is not meant to offend anyone. Please feel free to leave comments in the chat on the YouTube live, tell a friend, share, like, subscribe. We're here every Sunday. This is what we do, 7 p.m. live on Facebook, on YouTube, and 6:30 on Zoom. We chime in on here, have a little pre-show conversation, and we take it live. So I wanted to welcome everyone to the Donna Smith Show this evening. And before we get started, John and I, that are the only two here today right now, are going to have to do our toast. But wait a minute, you guys, because I'm a little behind the 8 ball. I didn't even pull my little situation. It's been a lot. What you doing over? Uh-oh, John, what you doing? What you doing, John? I saw that look like. Don't worry about it. I'm handling grown folk stuff.
I ain't doing nothing.
You ain't doing nothing? All right, I hear you, boo. Okay, you guys. Oh, man. I got a whole lot of stuff I got to get going here. Here we go. Let's get our toast to the hostess with the mostest. Anybody who do chime in on the panel after the fact, hold your glass up when you get here late, okay? Because I got a bone to pick with you. Ching, ching. And this is how we do it, y'all. We just do a little sippy sip for the, and what, I don't want y'all to misunderstand. Your sippy sip can be anything that you like to do. It could be your water, your cranberry, your strawberry lemonade, ICI, acai, or whatever Starbucks called this. This is what I had about an hour ago, and I've been sipping on it. It's really good, you guys. It's a refresher, and it has a little lightweight caffeine in it, but it has the lemonade, it has the strawberries, fresh strawberries, and all of that. And they shake it up and everything. It's really good. I love to have this on warmer days instead of coffee.
Is that Jamba Juice you said? Jamba Juice?
Yeah, no. This is Starbucks.
Oh,
it's
Starbucks.
It's a refresher, and it's called Strawberry Refresher ACAI. acai, I think
Oh,
that's how that's pronounced. And it has lemonade in it, but it has a little bit of caffeine. So it's the way it was explained to me is that it's similar to like those energy drinks per se, but it's just toned down some.
not all the other
So
stuff.
it gives you the but it doesn't, you know,
Okay,
have
the
you on
lemonade.
explosive zone.
Yeah, the lemonade
Yeah, it has a little lemonade.
probably
Now
got
you can get
sugar
it
in it.
without the lemonade too. You don't have to get lemonade, but I get lemonade because that's an option, and it gives it like a fresh, a little, you know, a different kind of zing. So they used to have a berry one that was really good. It had fresh berries in it. Um, and I would get that with lemonade. And then they kind of did away with the berry thing. I guess they were hard to come by. So they've been on the strawberry one. But you know, it works.
Okay.
So but I did have some coffee today. I just want y'all to know. And then I want to clear some up. Y'all think I drink coffee every day. Some days I don't drink a coffee. I'll switch it up to something like this, but seems like a girl will get a lightweight headache. So I already know my body is dependent on it because, you know, and I don't even drink a whole cup of coffee. I just sip it while it's warm and this, that, and drink maybe a half cup and I'm done with it. So I just wanted to share that because, you know, my favorite quote is where my coffee at. And I do that because every day I have me a little bit of something, you know, I just want y'all to know, you know, I'll be just jiving. But anyway, so we done got our intro out of the way. John, what you got? You got something you want to share? You got something on your mind, or maybe not, or you know, something interesting happened over the weekend, or in your day, or you know, anything like that?
Everything good. Just been, you know, say sometimes you get pulled one way or another by
Yeah,
folks, you know. But no, everything's good. Everything's good.
everything's mellow. Yeah,
I was, I was,
I can understand. I get with you with that. It is it's hard sometimes when you seem like you've been getting pulled in different directions. Um, and you try to wear all these different hats. How you doing, Mr. Mitchell? Good to see you this evening, my friend. Thanks
Hey,
for chiming in. You know, you missed the toast. You playing. So you go on, hold up your glass. You ain't out of the, you look, you gotta still toes. Mm-hmm. Where you at, John? Hold up
again,
hold up
here
your
we go.
imposter. Hold up your imposter. There you go. All right, Mr.
There we
Mitchell, you
go.
came, at least you came ready, my brother.
can you hear me?
I can hear you well.
Oh,
So we was at the care to share anything that happened during your week or your weekend or what have you. John say, you know, other than being pulled 10 different dimensions, he's had an okay week, okay weekend. What about you, Mr. Mitchell? How was your weekend or how was your week? Was it challenging? Was it memorable? Was it, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, man, look, I had such a beautiful weekend. You know, I packed a bag
Uh-huh.
and headed south.
You headed south?
Yeah, well, I went to Monterey, went to my home, my place of birth, and
Okay.
spent,
Oh, I didn't know you was born in Monterey. Right on.
yeah, Fort Ord, California.
Oh, wow. Hey, Mr. Smith. And so you just took a nice drive out there and just got, I think I saw a video you had showed where you was just chilling back with your feet. You was you in front of the water?
I was down on Lovers Point.
Oh, you was in Lovers Point.
Yeah, yeah. So you know, I had
You had a lover there?
well,
I
no,
ain't trying to get all in your business. I'm just saying if you in Lovers Point,
yeah,
you
I mean,
know.
it's a beautiful place to go and and reboot. You know what I mean?
So is it mainly just for couples, or can you go if you just need to recharge and just?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the ocean is the woman. The woman is the ocean.
Yeah, I saw a picture of you standing there, kind of surrendering to the you know, you was surrendering. You was in front of the water.
Yeah,
and you was out there like, this is heaven right here today.
Yeah, I was asking the Lord to bless me on land and sea, to give me reward. But I'm not finished. I had to go there to get, you know, to get spiritually charged, right? And then the next day I headed up north to Pleasanton.
Pleasanton, okay.
And I dropped in on Tommy T's.
Oh yeah. I love me some teas. Did they have somebody good there this weekend?
So I didn't know this, but I made a small contribution to this wonderful brother out of Oakland by the name of Boo. He grew up with Richie Rich, Too Short, Youth Uprising. He was a very strong advocate in the Oakland community. I guess he had passed away. I don't know how he passed.
I heard something like that. Yeah.
So a couple of months ago, I invested in a couple of tickets for my birthday. And man, I went, man, they had Richie Rich performing, Too Short performing, and had some great comedy. And man, last night, let me tell you something. It brought tears to my eyes and chills to my body, because in the 80s and the 90s, you know, them was my Marvin Gaye years, my heyday, the little heyday years I got to spend before incarceration. You know, I felt that I was at my best, damn near, right? From a street point of view. But man, that was my weekend, man. I had a beautiful time. Beautiful.
Right. Which night did you go? Sunday or Saturday?
It was Saturday.
So it was a full house, huh?
Oh, it had two shows.
Yeah.
And you should have seen, oh man. And it was, I know that first show, it was the house, everybody was out of Oakland. You know what I mean? It had you know, Richmond, you know, Frisco, the city, you know. So it was beautiful though. But like I say, I didn't know the occasion was bigger than just the show.
Right. It was
a fundraiser.
Right.
And
man, I had heard about that too. And man, that should have been something I should have tried to get to, because I know that was nice. Especially with our Bay Area folks representing like that.
Oh, you see, it was a lot of youths out there. I mean, the women out there was fly, man. They just so beautiful, man.
So beautiful.
It would look like a bunch of, you know, flamingos and what's that bird? The beautiful bird with all the beautiful feathers. What's that bird? Oh, a whole lot of peacocks out there. Yeah,
that's wonderful. I'm glad you was able to get to do that. That's that should have been a very wonderful experience. Let me see what I had a busy weekend too. I had one of my daughter's closest friends, her grandmother passed away that raised her. And I kind of look at her as my daughter, and we go way back with the grandmother, and she became ill. But I attended the services on Friday, and also the repast over at my folks' house, and it was really nice, warm, and comforting. And then I got with another friend who's having a birthday, and then Saturday night, I ended up going, my friend, she hit me. You guys was talking last time about the little hole in the wall clubs in Fairfield here, the bandwagon and the limelight. The bandwagon and the limelight, right? So they was giving their auntie a little like a little family, little surprise thing at the bandwagon. So that was my first time dropping in on there. They also had comedy going on that night, but we couldn't hear nothing with the comedy because her little area she had hooked up with her birthday stuff. We was making all the comics had to tell us a few times, could we just be quiet? And we was like, huh? This birthday over here. I don't know what you're
Yeah.
And so that was so funny. And then we left there and walk right on down to the Limelight. They say, yeah, the Limelight, they got a DJ dance floor. Let's go. Walked in there dancing, party, and everybody just went in there, took over the floor. They had an African-American DJ in there, but it wasn't too many of us in there when we first got in there. But as soon as we came in and represented on the floor, dude started playing Too Short. He started playing all the Bay Area songs. I mean, he was like, yeah, my people here, let's represent it all
there
night.
Go.
It was like that all night. I was loving it because we was out there, just took over the whole little situation, and other people started dancing too. And, so it was fun. I had, it's a nice little joint to go and just, chill, have your little, they had a little pool table over there, a little situation, just something to do, So
and
yeah, that was
it's close to home. It's close to home.
I got home in 7 minutes.
There you go.
It took me 7 minutes to get home from that place. So whether I just got on the street and just went straight in, and it's really close to the base. You right? You almost right there. That's a trip.
Right across the street.
Yeah. So that was interesting. It helped me balance. Friday was really trying, but I was off work and I was able to spend that day just being a great support. And it just made me appreciate, family, love, life, being supportive to those that's dear to you. And it brought back memories of going through the situation myself on a personal level, just dealing with family that has moved on, especially someone dear as your mom, your dad, your grandparents, and, stuff of that nature. And this is a young girl, and she just lost her brother last year, a month away from losing grandma this year. And her brother had actually, killed himself. And so she has two different dynamics she's dealing with. And her grandmama was like her second mama, the one who raised her. So, it was just important to be there for that young lady, and if anybody can send prayers up for her at this time. So yeah, it was really interesting. And on that note, Benjamin Smith, you got something to share, baby? You got something that you want to bring out to us before we move on? Calling Benjamin Smith.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, so.
Oh, you forgot you was on the show?
I went to a coma today.
Huh? You went where? You went where?
I went to a coma again today.
Oh, coma. Okay.
Coma market.
We can't hear you. You breaking in and out, my brother.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying I went to a coma market.
Oh, coma market. Okay. And you was able to get some. You was able to get some good stuff. That's out in. Ben, share where coma market is. I think Ben's having some technical difficulties right now, you guys. So when he get that right, he'll come back in.
Does it work now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to a coma market, and then I went downtown to a function. They had a pop-up sale booth. It was selling different stuff at these. They had about 20 different vendors and stuff there. Downtown Oakland on 8th Street. And so we went down there and enjoyed ourselves. A lot of love and stuff. She's something. It was sponsored by a brother that owned a clothing line, Ready for the World clothing line. And so yeah, it was cool. We had a good time. I took my youngest, ended up going with me down there. So It was cool.
Okay. Being shared, what that market is at?
Okay, so it's on MacArthur and 73rd Avenue, so it's right behind Eastmont Mall. And then the other one was a pop-up, so it's not a permanent place, but it was 811 Broadway.
So the one behind Eastmont Mall, is that every Saturday they have it?
No, it's the first Saturday, it's the first Sunday and the third Sunday right now. Wintertime is only the first Sunday, but
Okay.
doing the now we going in the spring, so it's the first Sunday and the third Sunday. And then they have a rolling skate. So they have a family skate. They was doing just a dog skate from 4 to 7. Now they doing family skate for $5 a person from 4 to 7. So they got a roller skating ring there you can roll. They got a DJ playing the music. And they had a bunch of vendors out there, some food out there and all that kind of stuff.
So is the roller skate ring, is it indoors or outdoors?
It's outdoors. I guess it's outdoors there. It's inside the facility. They got wood plats and stuff. You know, roller skate wings are wood. So they made one with a whole foundation to it. It's pretty big.
Well, that's great for the community and giving the youngsters something to do and the family, you know, some people like something to do after their church, you know, they go eat or they go out and do some type of family thing on Sundays. And, you know, so that's a good, and it's positive. So that's good. Thank you for sharing that. That's going on in the Bay Area. And I wanted to also bring, you know, you guys have heard about the mask thing. We can take the mask off in a lot of places now. You go places and you see folks walking around. They just doing their thing. Last night when I went by the joint, I might have been the only one up in there still trying to wear a mask. Ain't nobody have on no mask up in there. It was like, hey. I'm like, I mean, the comedians, everybody, they was like, no mask, but you know, they do still want you to wear the mask in public, on the public transit and stations and terminals, airports, the K through 12 in the schools. I think that's only going through to March 11th. I don't know what's going to happen after that, but up until March 11th, the schools, you know, healthcare settings for sure, shelters, cooling and heating centers, the state and local correctional facilities, homeless shelters as well, and long-term care settings. Those are the places that they're mandating you to have on the mask. But any other establishment that's not really forcing that, you can go indoors now, take your mask off. Now, I'm not sure how that works with, well, I guess when you go to these concerts, because you know this year Stone Soul is gonna have a little situation going on for the first time in a couple of years, right? The Concord Pavilion, Maze, Frankie Beverly,
I don't think Frankie Beverly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering, are they gonna be trying to trip on us in our masks? Or can you just go on up in? I mean, that's because you outdoors, right? You outdoors.
Yeah.
That's right.
And they're not saying you have to at these. I know some folks that just went to the Paramount and did the Too Short, the old school situation that was down there that I heard was banging. And they didn't, I mean, when you came in, they was kind of checking for masks, but when you got in there, I heard masks was off. Folks was smoking, lots, you know, you're just doing what they do. So, I mean, it's gonna be, I think they didn't mention it here on this list about concerts and stuff like that. That would be really difficult to really push that, I think, especially big type of, you know.
They let them go to the basketball game.
The pavilion.
They're at the basketball games with no mask on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so going to a little something, going to the Paramount ain't nothing. That ain't even a corner in the
Well, they
arena.
not mandating it now. I didn't see nothing on this list about the masks is coming off. They're not saying nothing about games and arenas and stuff like that. So, it's go as you know. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. But I just noticed some of the places I've been going to the last few days, I feel like the awkward one because I got the mask on and everybody else, 90% of them don't.
I'm gonna feel awkward. I'm gonna be one awkward feeling. I ain't even gonna feel awkward. They gonna be awkward. I'm gonna look at them like they awkward.
They walking around like, hey, we free at last.
I'm wearing my mask.
Ain't nobody tripping. If some of them can be, they could be having COVID, don't even know. But
okay, they free.
I mean, what y'all? I just want to know what you guys felt about that. Are you comfortable now pulling that mask down when you go out to these big venues or even to the grocery store or
everywhere I go, I put my mask on.
And that's vaccinated or not? You still should, because you can still get sick with the, being vaccinated.
See,
what you think?
Last time they had this back little kickback. Everybody kickback is we all good. Yeah.
Oh, you got your at home. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We all got them. So you figure do as you may, but test yourself here and there, especially when you go to big, large events. Do you think you should test before you go or after you come back?
Yeah, I mean, if you can, you got to practice your best health care you can. You got to be responsible, but at the same time, you just have to use discernment when you're in these gatherings, because there's always room to be on the outskirts of the crowds.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not all the time, but the thing is not, don't allow the fear to spoil your enjoyment. Don't allow the panic to control, your situational circumstance. I mean,
the mind start playing tricks on you. It really do. I mean, even standing next to somebody that's having seasonal allergies and they blowing their nose or they sneezing, it trips you out. It really starts to trip you out. Even when your nose run, you like.
Right. Especially for somebody who have them pre-existing conditions,
Yeah.
I think for people who have pre-existing conditions, not comparing us who don't, but with them pre-existing conditions, you have to be you got to be more conscientious. You got to be more safe.
More conscious. I have a friend that I had brought some, a little plate to this function I went to. They dealing with health issues, serious health issues. And I had brought them a plate that was, was cooked up and they didn't want to eat it. They was like, we got this stuff going around. I don't know who cooked what, how they cooked it, how they living. The food was extremely good. And it was from reputable people that I knew that,
Right.
But I understood, but they wasn't, and they looked at it and they say, no, I can't, so I kind of understood because they do have underlying health issues and they're really kind of more paranoid. We all are, but they're more paranoid about getting sick with this because it could have a different type of effect,
Right, exactly. That's true.
So, but I'm like, wow. So yeah, we all got to take care of ourselves. I just wanted to know how y'all felt about these masks coming down because I was really observing it over the weekend. The different places I went at the service, you had maybe a fourth of the crowd wearing masks, but everybody else wasn't.
But like yourself, I still trip off people who are in the car by themselves and wearing a mask. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like I
laughed the other day because I left work and I work in an environment where I have to wear a mask all day, every day, right? I mean, they greeting you at the door. Where your mask at? Where your mask at? If you ain't got it, they gonna give you one. But anyway, I went to my car. I'm throwing everything in there. I start the car up. I go and drive up the street, and I got my mask on. And I had to laugh at myself because I be fussing at other people like, what's wrong with them? They in the car by they, and I'm like, Donna, take your mask off. I'm looking around, ain't nobody in here but you. And but it's so habit forming now. We've been mask conditioned that sometimes you forget that you even, by yourself and can take it off. It's a trip. It's just a trip.
Just real quick though, it's amazing how the media has a say on your affairs in life. Because you have to be a good character of judgment by now, when and where to wear your mask. But as soon as the news tell you, oh, you don't have to wear your mask no more, it'd be like Jesus just appeared to some of us public citizenry, and the news said that we don't have to wear our masks no more. It's mandate. But you have to use your own discernment. You know where you go, you know who you hang with, you know where you gotta use your own better judgment.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
And that's why I mentioned about the concerts coming back up. I mean, you don't know these folks.
Hey, unfortunately, cats ain't gonna be able to toot and drink and smoke if they wearing a mask. That's a celebrative moment. It's a celebrative time. We all looking for something to do. We happy that
it's gonna be like everybody gonna be let out the cage. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and you got to use your better judgment.
Yeah,
because it's a celebrative moment. You're gonna have to decide, well, okay, if I'm gonna be in that crowd over there, I see it's all the way live, it's cracking. Should I wear my mask, or I can stand over here on the outskirts, still hear the music, still see the amusement and hear and the enjoyment? It'd be safer for me. But I can't judge nobody. You do what you do.
That's what I say. Everybody has, like John said, he don't care where, who, what, when, why, and how come. He gonna put his mask on wherever he go. And a lot of people have that mindset, and it is a safer barrier. It's the same with people who have sex and not that word. They clap. People who clap and they refuse to not use a condom. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There's choices. There's choice. And that brings me to the next topic. My inquiring minds want to know. I need y'all to help this person right here. They dealing with a serious situation. Okay, and it goes like this. I have rekindled a spark with an old flame. We have history and business in common. I decided to spend their birthday with them, bought gifts that were not expensive, but that warmed their heart. Things went well: dinner, drinking, dancing, and cuddling. As things became heated, I asked them to put on a condom. Although we went there before, it was a while ago. So she's saying they went there a while, but it was a while ago. They went there with the clap a while ago. They put the condom on and then wanted to take it off in the midst of stroking. I said, no. They stopped the pump, sat on the edge of the bed, put back on their shorts and t-shirt, and stated, if you can't give me what I want and how, just get up and leave. Mind you, it was well after midnight, close to 2 a.m., alcohol in the system, etc. They walked me to my car and said, never again. What is wrong with the men of today? He called, text, worried, and apologetic. How should I handle this situation? Wow. Wow.
All I want to say is not the men, it's just that man. Don't
Right.
put it on all.
She kind of generalized.
That's what I was about to say, Keith.
Maybe this
I was
ain't the
just
first
about to-
situation she done had. Like she just got a thing with men, you know.
No, when you
Sending
when
her
a,
to, I
when
mean,
a
some people
someone hurt
generalize,
you,
but
yeah,
maybe she
but
shouldn't have
that's not
said men.
fair.
But that I'm reading it how it came
Well,
to me.
she said no. She said, "What's wrong with today's men or men today?"
So she's had
So
other
she was
situations.
specific about men, and that's not because see, if you're gonna make that statement, then I'm like, Keith. For one, it's not that person, but if it is continuous, for instance, we kind of how because you only attract what you are. So
Say it
it's
again,
either
brothers.
it's
Say it
either
again, y'all. Say it again.
you only attract what you are. That's
Preach,
right.
preach,
So
repeat.
my thing is this: even though they had something in the past, time she can see that during time things change. She already had a feeling about time. That's why she said put on a condom, because she said we used to go there, right?
Yeah.
And uh
And
sorry, I had
maybe
to
and that's not her
stop this
man
call.
now, and maybe
Yeah,
she's not
but
knowing,
still,
you know.
over time you see that he switched up his attitude and everything. So you just look at it. People change, and it was in time. And shoot, I'll keep it moving.
But do you think people trip? When I first read this, I'm thinking, do you think that person got offended because in the past when they would go there, it was never a condom thing. It was always just let's just clap and do what we do. We had this connection, but there is time that has gotten between that, and I'm quite sure maybe he has something else he's doing too. Who knows? She may have some, but it's a way to protect you and the person you're dealing with. So I kind of looked at it as a mature move for her to want to do that. Maybe she just want to do it for the first couple of months until she feel that, it's just him and her.
It could have just been that one time. It could have just been that. But the whole thing is he didn't respect how she felt. That was one. And then and with this type of situation, you need to respect how one another feel, you know. And
But was he okay to tell her she had to leave if she can't give it to him the way he
that was his choice. That's the choice he made.
But how do you think that would make a woman or a man feel? I mean, what if a man?
Well, first of
I'll
all,
be like, thank you.
Yeah, she gotta, what's your self-worth? How do you value yourself? Here it is. This dude went to a juvenile mentality because she want to practice safe sex. He acted like a kid. Is that the kind of person you want in your life? You want to have sex with a kid? With somebody immature and selfish? I'm just asking.
Well, she wants to know how should she handle this. So whatever you guys can give her, or my viewing audience, whatever you can give her.
But just keep it moving.
I'm just talking like in the third person. I'm asking these questions because I see she has self-worth. I see she has, self-independence and sovereignty. She wants what's best for her.
So by her even wanting to put the condom on in the first place, show character about where she's at. I mean, it wasn't to diss him in any way. It was the fact that she was looking out for him and her.
If you got 99 parts, it's gonna be one part of you I'm not gonna agree with, but it's 98 other parts that I will. On that 99 part of her wanting to have safe sex, he didn't agree with, and he handled it poorly. So she don't she should have got up to leave. Oh, thank you. Because she gotta look.
Well, she said she left and that he did walk her to her car.
Oh, so that was gentlemanlike. That was
he did do that. He didn't just open the door and say bye. He walked her to the car, but she was like, wow. She said they walked me to the car and said never again.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Was is shit all the sex toys and devices they got today? Shit, I'd rather play with that than play with that with the other thing. If it's like that, if it's gonna be like that, this will serve a greater purpose until somebody come along that's gonna respect and care about me for who I am and decisions I make or whatever. It is.
So as men, since predominantly is men on the panel here and anybody viewing, I would like to know how you're feeling too. So as a man, if a woman that you do have history with, but you guys, started back doing your thing, whatever, or even a new woman, if they ask for you to use a condom, does that bother you guys? I mean, and how long do you think it's safe to do that? I mean, some people need to do it the first time or maybe the first 6 times. I mean, I don't know. It's just until they feel comfortable. But would that bother you guys? Because some men just don't like the condoms. Women don't like them either, but we have to do what we have to do in the beginning. So would you just wait until you knew that person better and felt comfortable enough to respect the fact that they trying to be just into you? Or would you feel some kind of way if y'all was getting ready to get down and she said, here?
Well, a lot of times that condom let you last a little longer.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It do.
Well, because some say you can't feel nothing, like you can't really feel the real. Hey. So
that's true.
But a lot of people don't really like the condom thing as far as the feeling.
But see, but I'm gonna share like this, sister. You know, we a panel of age. We might have a woman. We might be in a relationship where you ain't going to the store buying condoms and stuff like that no more. You're not worried about that because you're in a relationship that is entrusted, you vested. Now, I don't think this panel here is like, sleeping around with numerous people or stuff like that, where that the condom thing is a random thing. So I might be out of practice using the condom because I've been in a relationship that it wasn't necessary. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the same time,
how long did it take for it not to be necessary? Was it?
Because
from the gate, because you established an understanding.
Yeah, we probably been with this person for a surmountable length of time, But if you out there dating and this and that and the third, yeah, safe sex is very important. But I'm gonna tell you, just me personally, if I don't like them, but I don't like them.
A lot of men don't like them. A lot of men don't like them.
I don't like them until I meet someone that I can be intimate with and not worrying about the safe sex part. You want to be safe. You know what I'm saying? You hoping that the sister is, being as how can the word I'm looking for is being as honest and earnest as you is. It's a gamble. You hope that they got your best interests at heart. You hope they not messing around and playing around. You hope that. But at the same time, if I feel that you have my best interests at heart and, you don't feel I need a condom because you go take care of me like I'm taking care of you. We older, but I think that play or that question is for young people, or for people who probably they've been out of the circuit for a while, and they reaching back to old, love flames or relationships because that's what they know the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They not looking for somebody new that they never met or they just met. They ain't, it's a little more high risk, but they feel they can go reach back in the past with somebody that they had sexual relationships with or relations with. They feel more comfortable because they've been there before.
But then it depends on the time length of when they last been there before, because a lot happens in between.
Yeah.
If you've been there 5 years ago, a lot didn't happen in 5 years. They didn't been with, I'm quite
just
sure.
Take it to the clinic, huh? Just go on and take it to the clinic.
So if you go back to that,
take it to the clinic.
Yeah.
Wasting all that time. Y'all, the day before the lift off, y'all go and put your battery packs on and take a little blood, take a little juice, whatever you need, get that tested situated, get them cards, you get your card, she get her card, y'all keep it moving if it's all that.
Well, I'm quite sure that this situation, it was mentioned that a condom is needed. She states that he did put it on. And in the midst of the stroking, I guess after it got so good to him, he wanted to take it off.
Shit, it might got good to her too. Shit.
Yeah, that's when you kind of both lose. You kind of both lose, what you really think you want to do.
He probably bear ride anyway.
He
probably been bear. Me?
Did she say something about a pump in there?
That's what the lady said.
No, she said in the
older couple.
No, she said in the midst of him pumping.
Right? Yeah, she said in the midst of him pumping, he wanted to take it off.
The action.
So I don't know if that was the first 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5. I don't know, but somewhere in there, because he did put it on at first. So this is something they had agreed upon, apparently. And then he decides, he asks her, can I take it off? And she says, no, you can't take it off.
Yeah, see,
and that's when he just
in the middle of the game.
Out. He pulled out, sat on the edge of the bed, started putting on his t-shirt and his shorts, and he was pretty much like, well, if you ain't gonna give me how I want it, you might as well go.
And she did right by leaving.
He didn't even finish.
He could have been shooting.
This ain't somebody he just picked up off the corner. She say they had history.
He could be shooting 5. He could be shooting.
He is finished. Damn.
He mess around and blow torture. Shoot, she did right.
Y'all say he gonna blow torture.
No, I said don't tell her. She did right because he could have been shooting 5. Mess around.
But get this, she say she had been drinking. They had been dancing, drinking, whatever. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if she was real drunk, he probably wouldn't have said go. But she was a little high. She said she had been drinking.
But she wasn't that high.
But he wasn't thinking about
thing. The respectfable thing would have been to let her sleep and you guys to get up in the morning.
No, the respectable thing would be, and I understand I'm knowledgeable. I'm gonna have to change my name up there. No, you need to squirt some lubricant inside the condom and put the condom on, and that would have been a respectful thing. Not to have her sleep off something after he made her feel like whatever. He should have just put some lubricant inside the condom because that's what he wants. He's a beer rider.
He wanted to
wants that.
feel the.
Come
He
on,
wanted to
all
feel
men
They
the.
know
broke
how
up though.
men who
They done
have
broke
sex
up.
know that when you in that bear ride, that moist everything, and a lot of times you looking for that certain type of I don't mean to go too far in there, so you can whatever
Yeah.
ejaculate whatever, and
Right.
ain't trying to
I'm
get you
looking.
beamed. Ain't trying
Yeah,
to get you beamed on here, but
you looking for that vacuum.
I didn't
You looking for
already
that
got bang.
vacuum.
Y'all
the
just
right
done went. Y'all
music.
done went to
But
the left. You might as well keep going
but
to
I'm
the
just
left.
saying,
To
he
the
could,
left.
Hey,
that wouldn't, you talking about the right thing would have been to let her sleep it off. The right thing would have been for him
I mean, put
to
a lady
respect what she
out
said.
in the. She said it was almost 2 a.m. She had been
Okay,
drinking.
let's reverse this. If some
Let her
woman told
let her
me,
lay on your
if
couch.
some woman told me, you're not gonna take off that condom, you gotta go. And then she said,
Okay.
but since you've been drinking, you ain't, we gonna stop. Since you ain't gonna take off the condom, we gonna stop. But since you've been drinking, I'm gonna let you sleep on my couch. You really think folks is thinking like that? At the time, he wasn't.
I mean,
He wasn't
I
thinking
was in
about her
awe reading this.
alcohol level.
No, I was in awe reading this because I just, me personally, I feel as though
Wow.
first, it should have been respected. You talked about it prior, you put it on. I understand you wanted to feel a little something when you got midway, but it just wasn't happening. She wasn't ready for that. So if you made a choice to stop, that's on you. But she's still a lady. She's in your company. She's been drinking. And to set her out there to go home because you couldn't feel no lubrication, that speaks volumes.
But you
I
know
mean,
the
maybe
sad.
his manhood, maybe she hurt his feelings. Maybe she made him think or feel that
But
he was
you know what
dirty.
the sad thing about this? Don't let the morals kick in after the fact. Now you wanna say, well, it should have been like this. He's supposed to respect me because I was a woman and I was drinking it. Hell nah. You were supposed to respect yourself because you
Well, that's
you
why
were,
she got up and left. That's why
yeah.
she got up and left.
So she made the right. He made a choice. She made a choice. That was a
These
grown
men
decision,
nowadays.
right? But at the same time, her expectation about a past lover, it just proved to her she need to stay the hell out the past
There you go.
because
Ding
she's
ding.
assuming and speculating something was gonna be
And
different.
deal with each situation separately. This situation just
Exactly.
wasn't right. I got the hell up out of there. I ain't going there no more. I'm not going. If the next person can't respect what I'm saying off the gate, then we just not going there.
Do it.
Whatever the situation.
Yeah, because I think even though she knew him from the past, I mean, this is my thing. I think that's cool and all because a lot of us done ran into folks in our past.
True.
And it's cool. I think it came to the bottom line. She was making a safe decision, in other words, and said all it came down to wearing a condom.
But she was still able
no
to,
matter how the
him,
evening went, no matter how because the evening evidently we can say, well, he played music, had her dancing, and then did all this with her. But she got in the bed with him. But she said,
do you
wear
think she
a
was
condom.
Yeah, but do you think she was safer having sex with him than somebody she didn't know?
We can't say that. Because the person
he didn't do
know,
nothing to harm her, according
to
this.
No, I don't mean like
that naked.
do some harm to her,
got
but
that beast.
She was more familiar with him in having sex than with someone she just met.
Mode.
Yeah, but you never know
what she got.
Because it could be a person she don't know, and that person could have felt the same way. He wanted to take off the condom. And when she made the remark, And he could have said, "Oh well, FUB," and started slamming her in their
Well,
face
true.
or what have you. So we don't know how that scenario could go, but it's just, I believe, it's just the fact is we know the issue around STDs and
Yeah,
unexpected pregnancies. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
she made a choice. You know, she said, "I don't want to do this," because she's probably thinking about, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a while." She's probably thinking, "I know I've been dating other people, so I'm quite sure
She may
you've
be
been
sleeping with
dating
somebody
other
else here and
people."
there that she
We
ain't
we
with.
just
We
don't know.
don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know.
But the fact was her seeing put on a I was about to say
The
a Trojan,
condom.
a condom.
Trojan man.
uh, you know that it was nothing wrong. I don't know. So
But
I say I believe it's his choice. He has a bear rider choice, or
yeah,
his mentality
but
is
I
bear
think she was
rider.
very disappointed in. I think she was very
I mean,
disappointed in him.
Oh, I would believe
I
too.
don't think he should have had her go home at no 2 a.m. and she had been drinking because
Girl,
of that.
you
I
can't
mean,
get past that part, huh?
now if it was
But
her
then she
choice,
ain't gonna she
no,
ain't gonna let
I
that.
She
can't
done
get past it.
overlooked the
No, my
condom. She
thing,
done
hear
overlooked the
me.
condom.
All that
No,
other
hear
stuff he
me, hear
did.
me. My,
He
if
didn't
it was
get her
her
go
choice,
home.
if it was her choice to get up and leave, then brother be like,
Come on
okay,
now, cut
whatever.
it out.
Now, if it was his choice to say, okay, you know, you didn't take
Stop.
I can't take off the condom. We ain't
He
gonna
Stop.
do
tried to
this.
put
You know what I'm saying?
all that was
You
a
just
pressure
gone and
move.
lay down
That's all.
somewhere, and in the morning, as planned, you go home.
Why? Why you gotta do all
Donna,
that?
Why would you
Donna,
put a woman out?
So
Donna.
what?
How many
Dude, please.
how many
She didn't ask to
intoxicated
leave. He told
Donna,
her to leave.
Donna, how many intoxicated men got put out?
Yeah.
I don't know now.
Why they were
Now, how
drunk?
many intoxicated men that got put out?
I ain't did that.
We ain't
Donna,
seeing
you ain't
you.
never put a man out your house.
Personally,
Donna,
if
you ain't
I
never put a
got some
man out your
history
house.
with you and I felt comfortable
No,
laying
she
down
ain't.
with
She
you
don't put them out
anyway,
like that.
and I knew you had been drinking, if I the only way I would be
She
putting
ain't
you
gonna do it
out
like that.
is if you was trying to do some physical harm to me or something like that. Otherwise, I say you gonna sleep your ass off over there, wherever I'll
So what?
decide you're gonna sleep, and in
Trying
the
to poke
morning
her
you
in the
can
booty.
go. I wouldn't put
He
because I would have
put
to
him out. He
live
trying to get
on.
some booty poking, huh?
We
What
don't
if he
know.
had an accident or something? What if she would have had an accident, got pulled over, and her alcohol level was
He was
over
done with her. That was
0.8?
over. He didn't care
That
what she was
would be
gonna
on
do.
your
Get out of my
conscience.
house. No, he was done with her. He ain't calling her no more. It was over.
Donna, in the midst of that, he was not thinking
He done with
about
her
no alcohol level.
because she said no, you can't take the condom off.
Yeah, he was done.
But that's
And
what it is.
see that
Everybody ain't got a good mentality.
if we say it's right or wrong, but he made his own choice.
There you go.
And all I'm saying, he immature, he's selfish, and he has a right to be. But she need to
He
stop looking
grown.
for young.
We want
Stop
to
messing
know
with that
how should she handle this?
like she did. Now she got some information. Leave that dude alone. Leave him alone. Get some mature penis. Stop messing with that immature penis and get some mature penis.
She can't because she immature. She can't find that. She's immature just like he is.
Well, I don't want to say the lady is immature. I think she was very mature for wanting to stand up with what she felt was right.
She just needed to leave him in the past.
It was already broke up. It wasn't like that was her man.
No, she said they deal with each other.
Yeah,
she said they got history, and she said they have business in common.
Yeah,
so
they
probably still got to deal with each other as far as business,
she needs
but
to
not
leave
in the
the
bed.
history, leave the history in the past, leave it where it is, and handle her business. Be a boss about whatever she's doing, and don't let whatever happen dictate how she gonna continue to get down business wise.
Yeah.
That's all she got to do. I mean,
I respect her woman empowerment. I respect her choice she made.
I do too.
More
I
power
would
to
Somebody
take
you,
it
told me
too.
sister.
that. I ain't doing men stroke. I'm gonna finish doing what I gotta do. I ain't gonna men stroke my brother.
I
Oh,
be
let me
like,
stop with that. Come
So
on now.
you as men, and then we're gonna move on from this and get to one of our questions, but you as men would have kept going, or
Oh yeah.
I mean, tell the truth.
Oh
If
yeah.
you in the middle of
You
it
got the condom on
and you
I wouldn't
already.
ask
even ask.
and
I'm
you
already in
whisper in
there.
her ear, baby, can I take it off?
And
And
she
she
say
say,
no.
no, boo, no,
Okay.
boo.
Okay.
Would you
Okay.
keep going?
What
I
Or
would
That's
have,
right.
man, I would have kept stroking and kept begging.
There you go.
stroking and
Ooh,
begging at
okay.
the same time? Huh?
I've been kept stroking and begging. And put on another one. Let me get it. I'll be
I mean,
trying
because
to put on. I
sooner or
put on
later, things
Ziploc
will
bags.
happen. It
I
will
put on
happen. It just
vegetable
take longer.
bags,
but
Ziploc
you know
bags,
what?
whatever kind of bag.
That could have just probably, even if they would have went all the way through, that probably would have been just the only time. She don't know what that night revealed to her how it's supposed to be anyway. You know what I mean?
What them?
The
Yeah.
situation.
And if she continues, lady, if you're listening and watching
Yeah,
this, which I
you
know
go
you
back.
are, if you continue with that type of physical, now I don't know what other you said business, maybe you guys got to do some other stuff, but when it comes to that, if you continue that, he laid the foundation right then, and he treated you the way he treated you right then, and it's gonna continue or get worse if you go back, because what it's doing is letting him know that you don't value your self-worth and your self-esteem is so low that
Preach,
you will
sister.
take it any kind of way. And
Preach,
he
preach.
will, and when a man sees that type of weakness, in women, when they see that type of weakness in a man or a woman, they play on that. And it will get worse. So that little you gotta go at 2 a.m. shit. Next time, I don't know, you may be dragged out. Or next time you may not get to walk to the car. Or next time, if you say I ain't doing it tonight at all, oh, you got to go. You ain't giving me none. You got to go. That lets you know right there that it ain't about the quality of the woman that you are, that they're attracted to and connected to. It's about your behind. That's all it is.
And the most
Didn't he try to apologize? Didn't he apologize?
He apologized after.
I'm gonna get close in the lens. You see my face? The most empowering thing a woman can do is provide the rubbers. Chocolate flavor, vanilla flavor.
Oh wow.
Pie a la mode. When you provide the rubber, you show a man how serious you is. Don't count on him to buy the rubbers. You provide the rubbers. They got all kind of rubbers. Rubbers with
they
the
got
ripples.
they got taste good. They got thin rubbers that
But
feel
then,
like skin. They
that
got
could go
the big
both
magnums
ways.
if he big. They got the little Viennas if he's small. They got all kinds, ladies, and they don't cost that much. Keep you some in your purse and be prepared, because a man will tell you in a minute. Some men, especially if they don't like them, I ain't gonna say all men, but some men will say, "Oh, I ain't got." Man, they'll go to their little box and act like they looking for. Oh man, I thought I had some. I ain't got none, babe. Can we just, you know what I'm saying? But when you flick that one out of your purse or your wallet and say, "Oh well, here we go right here, boo," his whole world changes, but he still wants some. But you have to feel good about you. You have to stand strong about what you want. You have to care about self. Whether you want to do that condom the first time or the first 10 times, you have that right. And either that brother gonna swing with you or he gonna swing against you like that one did the other night and told you to get out. Because if you couldn't give it to him, like Keith said, it's a selfish thing too. You couldn't give it to him the way he wanted it, girl, bye, he said. Girl, bye.
His apology is probably
Let me go on and call
business-related.
Shaniqua. Shaniqua probably come over and raw me all night long and give me trichomonas too, but she gonna ride me all night long, raw. You You see what I'm saying? But a man or a woman has to respect when a person is coming to you. She came to him in a mature fashion. She loves herself. It was not only protecting her, it was protecting him. She may have another boo that she get with once a month or something that she ain't in a relationship with, but they like doing what they doing. But whatever the situation,
she probably just don't want to get pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, if she still can. I mean, she didn't say how old she was. You know what
but
I'm
just
saying? But it's a lot of conditions. It's pregnancy. It's being a mature woman or a man and going to your doctor in the clinic to tell them, man, I'm burning. Well, have you had unprotected sex? Yeah. With a new partner? Yeah. That's the most embarrassing thing in the world. And then you got to take time out of your life and your job, and then you got to come home if you can get rid of it, because they got warts and herpes and HIV and all kinds of stuff that HPV you can't get rid of.
It be with you for the rest of your life.
You got to carry that weight, and then when you get serious with somebody else, guess what? You got to tell them that you got some stuff that you can't get rid of.
For a man, wearing a rubber is like wearing a mask.
You can't breathe. You can't breathe. Well, I know one thing, at least you still getting it. Well, sister, I hope we helped you with this one, because I don't know what to tell you other than you made a wise choice by getting up. I'm glad. Hopefully you made it home safely, which I guess you did, because you was able to tell this story. And lesson learned. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't bow down. Now, if you would have went back, sat in your car, thought about it, and went back and knocked on that door and say, okay, let me in. I don't want to drive home. I just go. Yeah, you could, man, that would have been the worst move in the world. You wouldn't have never been respected by that dude. Never. Ever. Okay? So you did right, my sister. Okay, y'all, moving right along. Y'all done went on and we didn't use that. That was a good one. I tell you, I want to know how that works out. That's going, wow. The condom or not? Okay. Did I talk about this before about would you date someone who has a history of drug usage, but has been clean, but they've been clean for 5 years?
Oh, hell yeah.
They have a history back when. They've been clean for 5 years. Drugs, any kind of drugs, whatever drug they was.
Marijuana? They had a marijuana situation? You talking about that kind of drug?
They had a drug
They got them situations.
It says someone who has a history of drugs.
Stop being modest, brother. We talking about crack, heroin, stuff like that. A history of drug usage.
I'm not going, I mean,
even though
heroin. Even though marijuana is a drug, I'm a kind of give that a little lightweight pass, because I know people smoke it for medicinal reasons.
Yeah. We talking about needles and pipes. We talking about needles and pipes.
Prescription drugs, stuff like that, huh? Some real stuff.
PCP, angel dust.
That PCP
what's
is
that new one that's out that's making them go loony toony?
Crystal meth.
I'm talking about some hard stuff, y'all. They had a history of it. Heroin. They had the nod. They had the, they had everything, but they cleaned up themselves. It's been 5 years clean.
They make the best human beings. They
told you. They told you. They kept it straight. Would you date them?
Yeah, they make the best human beings.
I know a brother right now that's our counselor in the county. And he was about, he had to be 15, 20 years in the game, and he got cleaned out. Bro, that's the best counselor I've ever seen. That brother is his whole mindset and understanding that life is, so he married, he got a wife.
Because he been there, done that.
Yeah.
He got a testimony. He didn't live, he didn't dance to dance, talk to talk, walk to walk.
Oh man. The way he put things in perspective. Yep. So
they make the best preachers.
Yeah. When Jesus was preaching and saving souls, who did he go to?
No, you mean before he went all out and about, you see, he went and gathered everybody who was already dealing with stuff.
So what? People shoot. He went and got the
But see,
most.
I think when we look at that, you got to look at yourself. Don't compare what the person done, but what have you changed from? And what have you been wanting to be accepted and not for what went on in your life in the past? You
Amen.
know,
Amen.
so if you can
Amen.
change
That's
from
right.
something, what makes you think somebody else can? You
Exactly.
know, and I think that's where people had a problem is always keeping it to where we put that jacket on people and we leave it on
Exactly.
there. And so like even over at the mission, the other counselors didn't like how I would talk about when it came to usage. Because if you're not adult fiend is someone fiend is when you're craving, you're urging, you're desiring this thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not using, how are you still a fiend? You know how they
Oh
people
man.
say, or an addict rather. That's what I want to say.
Yeah,
Oh
An
I
man.
addict.
think you touched
Yeah.
on that
Yeah, remember I
before.
touched on
Yeah.
that before because
Uh-huh.
if I'm addicted to something and I'm keep going, so if I'm no longer using, I'm actually because see, this is where we have the words mixed up. Am I recovered addict, or am I addict? So if this person so this person who's recovered, we can't say, no, that person used to use, so that person needs to remain wearing that jacket from what they used to do. You know, I always look at myself, and I think when you look at yourself in humility, really humble yourself
Mm-hmm.
and look at
Mm-hmm.
yourself. That's why in a lot of them programs, that inventory step is so hard for folks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you look at yourself, you just think of just something. You don't compare because it's not an orange for orange thing. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You don't compare, but you look at where have you changed, and don't you want people to accept you for who you are, then still looking at you as who you used to be,
But
or
that's
what
different,
have you?
John. If you
No,
looking
it's
at
not.
somebody showing them respect as opposed to being in an intimate relationship with them, that's
You don't have
different,
to be.
John.
No, it's not.
No, that's what she
Because I
asked. She's
have,
asking the intimate relationship.
yeah, but but to even get into any relationship, you still have to accept that person for who they are now. See, I
Hey,
want people to meet me where I'm at now. Don't meet me at where I was.
It's a lot of people that done
yeah,
Because
that,
I
and
yeah.
them
run
folks is
into a lot of
relapse.
people that I know, and they always want to say, "Hey, I remember when you was doing." See, you want to meet me in my past, and I can't mess with you like that. You
But
see?
But people
what
get
if
in
they still
relationships and
showing?
change up.
But yeah, yeah. Sometimes you can be in your addictions for so long, it becomes second nature. Because some
Well,
people, especially, I'm real close to a lot of family members or people that, I used to be in that life with, that they still have this, like, the characteristics of
what's the
an addict.
behavior? It's the
Yeah,
behavior that they
the
pick up,
behavior.
but some of the
Yeah,
behavior doesn't necessarily lead them to using. They just had these
no.
old effed up
Yeah, the
behaviors and
ways, right?
attitude in these ways. And
Right,
sometimes
right.
they haven't shaken that. But that still doesn't mean that the person is going to use.
No, they
That
not
the
using no
person
more.
is, I
They
mean, and
not,
they say this
yeah.
person's 5 years, been clean,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And I'm
But
quite
Mm-hmm.
sure it took some type of support to help them. And
yeah,
that's the things you continue to talk about. You want to be, are
Mhm.
you still going to some support, or did you graduate from a program?
exactly, exactly.
What is
Cause
it you're doing? Do you go to some? Can I come and join you on some
yeah,
nights?
yeah,
And I
yeah.
got a family member who go with her husband, and they
Cause
go And they go to the meetings and whatever else together.
Because the best friend is the friend who help copes with them. It's a coping thing.
Yeah.
But
sometimes
some people though have gotten past that. So we don't know, referring to this person, but some people get back to where they could be in the room with it and it ain't even phasing.
It don't even phase.
You know what I mean? But the whole point
right.
is, how do we look at a person?
Right.
Are we looking at the person for what they did in 1979? Or are we looking at the person for what they're doing in 2022?
Hey, let me say this, man. Let me keep it real with
I get it.
Let me say this to you, because I've had situations, all my kids, all three, I got three kids, all three of the kids, their mom was addicted to stuff. So now my kids are in a situation where I have to keep them away from their parent, basically. So now you coming back and telling me I'm gonna look at somebody that's 5 years clean, and I'm gonna take the risk of bringing that person around my kids that already done had their world turned inside out because of that? No, thank you. I'm just not gonna do that. I would rather go with somebody. I could be cool with you, but I'm not gonna get into no situation with somebody that not only will mess me up, throw my kids off track. I'm just not gonna do that. That's me.
But see,
Because I
that's
done
your
dealt with it, I done
decision.
seen the repercussions of it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna do that, brother, because I see the repercussions of all that. Because it's some people that been out there strong 20 years and their kids ain't gonna never mess with them ever again. I don't care how clean they get, how good of a life they start living. The people ain't gonna mess with them no more. It's gonna be certain people they just ruin the whole relationship with. So if they ruin those kind of relationships, why can't I be the one that got, let me go with this, let me go start doing no, I'm not gonna do all that. Then my kids are sitting there looking, dang, why daddy keep messing with people like this? I'm graduating away from that. I don't want my kid, I don't want myself to be having to go through all that. If your character is cool, that's cool. But if I don't have to, man,
So even if they a changed person being, so if they changed in the now, but they have a history, because like John said, we all have histories, but we all are who we are today. So isn't that being judgmental of a person? I mean, especially if they coming out and they telling you right off, they digging you, y'all going in a cool direction, you love the character about the person, everything about them, and they say, this is what I want to share with you. You would break that off because they had a dark past.
That's different for Ben. Oh, go ahead.
Because Ben has lived in that.
Look,
I've been in there.
Look, I'm gonna share something with y'all, man. And whoever's listening, if they going through what I'm going through, it brings tears to my eyes. It hurt. This, and believe me, I respect Ben Yamin's perspective and outlook and outreach on protecting his children. I respect that.
Yes.
I have a side of my maternal side, not all of them, but it hurt me so much that, just because I've been in prison or the life I used to live, I didn't do the things they felt I should have done for them. And they assuming that I did for others. And I mean, the most hurtful thing, man, is when everybody see you doing A1 work. They enjoy being around you. They see your progress. They see how much you change. And the very people that you really need that love and support from, you might have had kids with them. They might be your mama. They don't see the good in And man, it's the most hurtful thing when you're not accepted from the very people you really love and care for the most. No matter what you do for them. Because right now, judge me for the present. Don't judge me for the past. I mean, basically, you judging me on something that you feel that I should have been to you. How selfish is that? How selfish is that you have a right to hold me accountable for not being the person you think I should be? So, you know, I understand, but it hurts. It's a tough pill to swallow, man. And, you know, I really understand now how, you know, the best families are sometimes the extended family members. You know, because your own family, man, could be the same members that will, you know, want to see your demise. And that's just so, you know, basically people who've been through addictions and through certain hardships in life and don't never feel like they can achieve popularity with the very people they love or acceptance with the very people they love. You know, just try to forgive them. You know, and try to understand that your life is more important than theirs, even if it's your own mama, your daddy, your grandma, whoever.
That's
your
right.
life is more important than theirs because they hold something against you that they not happy with themselves about. I might be the very thing that they got to look at every day that remind them of their failures and their faults, but they don't know how to communicate that to you.
Say that. Say that.
So you gotta ask for forgiveness for them and yourself because it's hard, man. It's hard. My the wells of my eyes stay full. If I cry, I'll never stop crying because it hurts, man.
Yeah.
It hurts. It hurts not to be accepted from the womb you was born from.
Yeah.
So that's all I gotta say.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
That, brother.
I understand what Ben is saying. I know, but I think Ben's situation is not the same as what this person is requesting. Ben is dealing with something that's it's isolated right there, and we can say, you know, and so when you did, because I went through the same thing as Ben. I literally had my kids literally from birth, you know, all the way up until he left home, you know, and when you're dealing with someone like that, the thing is, whatever she decides to do, get herself together or what have you, that's fine for her, but it can't be a relationship. But now, if I met someone new and say I was digging this person and they tell me, hey, I've been, you know, I used to use, I've been clean for 5 years. I wouldn't let that change. You know, of course, I'm going to have to be responsible and ask the questions. You know, did you graduate from a program? What did you do? You know, I want to know, how did you get to this point? You know, tell me your journey rather, and about your journey. And, but other than that, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't hold that against them. Just like I wouldn't hold it against my kid's mom, right? But I'm not going to allow you, you know, I'll be cordial and things like that, but I'm going to be careful about how close you get to this situation over here. Because this is Ben's house is a safe haven. You know what I mean? So it's gonna so when you dealing with them type of things, it's different. But like I say, someone new, you might have a different attitude. Some people have a different attitude, but some people who experience things, they have that same type of thought pattern, like Ben is saying. And sometimes, and it's hard. It's not that I don't accept you and forgive you, what have you. It's just that I'm responsible for some other lives. See, it's just
That's
not
it
my
right
life.
there. Yeah,
It's
that's
just
it
not
right
my
there.
life you're gonna mess over. You hit me and make, I'm good. But what about these ones who are a part of you? That's a whole different, thing, So, and like Brother Keith is saying, I think that's the coldest thing is when it comes to not being accepted for you who you are. Cause see, I got a cousin who a thief. I accept him for who he is. He a thief. But I just know not to leave my wallet around him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, them the type of things. But that's still my cousin. And we gonna go down until the dust clear. You know what I'm saying? That's my family. And I'm gonna accept him and love him. But so we keep these, it's nothing wrong with, the boundaries. It's nothing, you know, and it's a problem when we are not accepting. And if this is a person, like I say, you dig a new person in your life, give them a chance. At least, like I say, ask the questions and get to where you're comfortable. You know what I mean?
So this a question to ask you, man, since you saying that. Okay. So you said ask the questions. So if you're asking the questions, what are the answers that you're looking for? Because you're an expert, pretty much an expert in this field.
Oh, well, I'm gonna ask. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying.
No,
No,
go. I need
I
that.
mean, someone say, "Hey, I was young." I'm saying, "Oh, okay. What was your choice of drug?" Because we know how certain drugs react, certain choices. Not saying that people haven't gotten over the hump for all these different things, but what was your choice of drug? And what did you go to a program? What happened? What led you on the journey of becoming clean? I want to know your journey, you know, and like I say, did you go to a program? Did you graduate from the program? Do you still go to meetings? Do you not go to meetings? By not going to meetings, what do you do to sustain yourself? You know what I'm saying? And not saying that I'm doing this interview, but it's the thing is, the more I'm informed, I'm able to operate with you. See, I'm able to meet you where you're at as well as you're meeting me where I'm at. You see what I'm saying? Because if I don't have no idea and you act in a certain way, even like like Brother Keith, we were talking about the behavior that come with it. At least I can, you give me a chance to recognize things. And if I'm going to be with you, I'm quite sure you're giving me a chance to be supportive as well and encouraging, but like I mentioned earlier, these are the things that lead to saying, well, you still going to meetings. Maybe I can go to a meeting with you here and there, or y'all got a lot of the programs put on different little events or whatever, hey, I can go with you to the event or whatever, Mission 8th and Mission Holiday Inn used to give all the sober parties there. You know what I mean? The sober dances, So you do that, you get in, you ask. Don't and then judging, like when Brother Keith was talking about judging, see, when you said don't judge me for my past, but judge me in my present or something or whatever, the thing is nobody should be judging you. Ain't nobody got enough status to be judging you. You know what I'm saying? Because they got enough junk that they need to be judged about.
That's right.
And shoot. And So and that's where that's where that word lay, man, let people be who they are. Like Keith said, where did Christ go? Christ went, he had 12 of them willing to get down with you if they had to. You see what Peter did? Peter chopped the dude ear off without even thinking.
12
Oh,
disciples.
we getting down like this? It took a blade to him. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I mean. You know, I don't. It's bad enough that white America look down on us and judge us and stuff. We got to stop judging, especially one another
That's
when
right.
we go through things. Because we go through things because, like we talked about, our environment, our upbringing, our peer pressure, our situation, whatever it is, we get created and we get into a position of doing something, uh and for whatever reason, but then when we come away from that, people still want us to wear that jacket.
Yeah.
And that's the
from
cold.
from
That's the
back in
cold
from
part.
back in the past, and that's why I believe a lot of people, some people, are scared to really let you know where they come from. Some people they don't feel comfortable sharing. I was in prison for 10 years, or I was on crack for 5 years or 15 years. They don't feel comfortable because they are so used to being judged and this stigma being held. And then you find out some other kind of way through a relative or a friend. Did you know such and such used to be one of the biggest heroin users in the Tenderloin, and you didn't know nothing about that part of their lives.
And that person was honest. That's the good thing. The person brought it to him.
You gotta respect the honesty.
Transparency is not for everybody.
That's
See,
right.
I'm very transparent. I know Brother Keith is transparent. I know Ben is transparent. No, but we're pretty transparent.
Me too.
And you transparent.
Me too.
But the thing about it is that transparency is not for everybody. Everybody don't know how to receive transparency. And you don't need to give everybody with what you got going. Be transparent with everybody, because some folks will you don't give them
they will use it against
you. Don't give some folks, sometimes you can't help it, but don't give folks the opportunity to bring harm to you. You see what I'm saying?
Don't throw your pearls to swine, Isaiah.
Don't, because the reason that says that, because it's saying how precious it is and how they don't care about it. They're gonna trample and everything else off it. And that's how people would do with you. Your life, who you are, one thing I can't take is when somebody challenge my character, my personality.
Yeah,
that's when I can't stand that, because I am who I am. So that's what's precious to you. People try to, just like the pig, they try to stomp on it. They try to trample over it. They try to do whatever they can do, gnaw at it, whatever it is, So for this person, hey, evidently you dig in them, you have some discernment. Evidently, and that's the one thing, discernment. You have to trust the spirit, And if like I say, I wouldn't. Don't place that jacket on that person, and give that person a chance to be who they are today.
And some will look at it like this, like say, like in a situation it's been, you may look at it as, especially if you have a baby mama or daddy who has come clean within a certain amount of years, and you chose not to deal with them in a relationship way anymore because of everything they sent you to. But then you meet somebody who comes to you and say, I've been clean for 5 years, and then you give that person a chance. Some think, well, why didn't I give my child's mother or my child's dad a chance, but I'm getting with this new person who's told me that they've been clean for 5 years.
If I ain't got no feelings, if my attitude and feelings is totally different. Just like My son's mom tried to talk to me before. No, we're not there. We're
She
not
tried to
there.
clap,
No,
John.
she wanted to have a relationship.
Or she wanted to get with you like that again.
We're the parents of our child.
They don't have no babies with you for nothing.
We're not gonna do that. So if I find somebody new and this is where they were, why wouldn't I give them a chance? What says, oh, I have to do it because that person was my child of the mother of my child or somebody I dealt with in the past. So I'm obligated to that?
Nope,
No.
you don't have to.
No.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. But of course, they gonna look at it like, but if they
yeah, they be tripping.
But see, that's the problem. They is not in me.
That's right.
They has nothing to do with me. See,
and that's the key. That's the key thing. And I want to commend all you guys for just really expressing your personal, thoughts, your personal lives. And I know that sharing that has helped someone that is dealing with something similar in their lives. And Keith, definitely it stems from the character of the person you are today. You know what I'm saying? History is, and you're going to have family members and friends that's going to always try to put that weight on you for before, because that's a bitter seed to them. That's a part of life that maybe it traumatized them, maybe it disappointed them, so maybe it just, and so even though you've grown into this new character of a person, they're blindsided by that. They don't. So you got to keep that belief and that focus in self and let your light shine. You know what I'm saying? In everything that you do. And sooner or later, they either gonna get a whiff of the brightness of the light, or they gonna turn away from it. But that's their choice. You can't be worried about that. And sometimes a lot of times it hurts the most by those that we're closest to, because you don't expect that from them. You expect that from Pookie and them on the streets, or Shaniqua that used to be your girl from the block, and you expect certain things from them. But when it comes to those that are so close to us, be it a parent or a sibling or a child, whatever, it hurts, it cuts deeper, And I think we all have went through that. I mean, and they love you, and they're somewhat supportive of you and believe in you, but then again, they still want to suppress you with
you can't mix believe and oppress.
But I'm not gonna say they don't love you.
Can't
but
use
they
them
just have
same.
A different kind of way that they love you, and you have to let go of that. Continue on your course. Continue, you have become a new creature. You got a new mindset, a new focus, a new road before you. Just keep doing what you do to build character, self-esteem, and belief in yourself. I don't get caught up on what people, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I first started doing poetry and erotic poetry, I had a lot of isolation in family that was coming at me like, oh my God, what are you doing? Why are you saying that kind of stuff? Why are you writing that? It wasn't looking at the fact that I had the ability to write, that I had the ability to tell a story, that I had the ability to do all types of, I do all kinds of writings, but they only focused on that little bitty circle of erotic poetry, where it blocked them from getting to know all the other things that I was talented to do. So it hurt a lot at first. It really hurt because my family is who I was looking towards to support me.
Right.
To pat me on the back with it, to push me, to draw. But I had all this resentment and negativity from them. I had to get to a growth part in my life to be able to say, you know what? I love you guys, but you know what? Miss me with that. I'm not going to let that root in me. I'm not going to because for a minute I was second guessing. I was like, man, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. You know, maybe I should be doing it their way. Maybe I should be, you know. And so I had to go through that period of letting go, coming out of the nest and letting go and just doing me and letting the character of me grow and root and shine. So now it ain't nothing you can say. I don't care who you are. It ain't nothing you can say. It ain't nothing you can do because I'm going to do me. And this is me. I'm not changing for you or nobody else. So if you don't like what I do, change the channel. If you don't like what I write, close the book. If you don't want to see me on stage getting down, don't come to the venue. You see what I'm saying? And I still love you, but there was a time I couldn't separate that because they were so close to me. It hurt me so bad that they didn't see what I was doing as something positive, as something blessed, as something that was meaningful to me. And the only thing I would hear is crushing.
But you know what? You know what? I hear this all the time, and especially in the in what I do, and what they say is that people keep looking for other people to okay and check and stuff, saying, "Oh, I don't see the vision. I don't see the vision." But the point is, God didn't give the vision to them. He gave the vision to you.
Amen.
He gave you the vision.
And my vision is not your vision. It's not her vision. It's not his vision. It's my vision.
That's right.
And I had to get to the point where I had to believe in me enough in my vision that it didn't matter no more what you were saying. It didn't matter that every time I came around, you had something negative to say about what I'm doing. I had to get to that point though, because they didn't see it from my lens. You know, my passion, my mission, what I want to do, where I'm going. No, they wanted me to go the way they wanted me to go.
That's what they want.
They wanted me to do it the way they wanted me to do
it. And you know what, big sis? You know, it's sad because they worried about what people go think about them as so much as what they think about you. They worried about, oh, you know, Donna daughter down there or niece down there, or cousin down there, she doing all that stuff. They worried about their popularity status.
Yeah.
They not worried about you.
Yeah.
They more worried about what people gonna think about them.
Amen. And that's what it all boils down to when it comes to that, not accepting people for what they are, where they're at, what they're doing, and always want to try to put that hat and that wrap on where they've come from. And you got to just get beyond that, and you got to continue to do you. And I can't say enough about how I just appreciate all of you guys, you know, and sharing to the audience, to the panel, of your personal insight. And I hope that it reaches out and touch someone, because we do this not only for the fun of it, but to be able to make a difference and to change the mindset or the direction of even just one, you know, because when people know, it helps. When they know that they're not alone with dealing with things, and even us as a panel, whoever comes on here and sharing and bouncing off each other, it's like, wow, you know, you get something from it. You get something from it. And I just say, I appreciate you guys. On that note, we got to wrap up the show today. I didn't get to get real nasty with it, but you know me. Next week, I'm going to slam dunk y'all with some old juicy grown folk stuff, okay? But we brought some love and some hotness in a different kind of way. And I want to say I appreciate each and every one of you for viewing. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here today. Benjamin Smith, Keith Mitchell, Minister John Timothy Mams, And your hostess with the most is Donna Smith. We're going to see you guys next Sunday for some grown folk talk and conversation. That is Sunday the 13th. And if my son is watching, happy birthday to you in a minute, March 8th, my firstborn, my oldest
the
son.
same as my sister.
Really?
My sister,
Yeah, my baby.
one of my sisters, March 8th.
Yeah, my baby's
Wow,
March 8th.
8th. Yeah, and then
Yeah, my
your,
little boy, my 6-year-old is March 8th.
wow, we got some
Okay.
March 8th in the
Yeah.
house.
Well,
Well,
happiness
happy birthday to all
happy
the birthdays.
Happiness in your Earth days.
That's right, you
Yeah.
guys. That's right. And then we're going to see you guys back here next week. Bye. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.